Yo, what the fuck is up? It's your boy, you're not motherfucking Justin. Coming at you with another story today. And honestly, I'm really loving doing your guys' stories. And I'm thinking that we might even do that like more than once a week because it's just so fun. And I love getting to know you guys and getting to know all sorts of different people. But for today, we got a story from my life. And today is going to be more of a serious story. And of course, it's still going to be entertaining. I'm going to be doing my motherfucking thing, the thing that I do. And we're all just going to have a nice, good time, just like always. And as always, you can leave your stories down below, and it'll be fun stuff. I'm going to tell you a story about, oh God. Everybody hide. Here's your trigger warning. Bullying. So before we get into all this, it might seem a little bit weird to have somebody like me telling you guys about bullying. And to start, don't give me that shit about role models. I don't fucking care. The only thing I really care about when it comes to anything to do with being a role model is being real with people and doing what makes me happy. So like, don't give me any of that shit about role models. Don't bring up the videos that I've done before because I don't care. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to change me. And it's not going to change anything else. Also, I would like to really specify this, but something that people just do is they will brag and talk all about like the positive things that they've done. And I would rather be known for the negative things that I've done and talk about the negative things, or just not talk about anything at all, than be somebody who brags about the positive things. So I'm not trying to tell you this story like in a bragging manner or in a way where I'm acting like I'm some kind of like superhero, because I'm not. I want to keep this as humble as possible, and I want to keep this as real as possible. Anyways, the story takes place with your boy. I think I'm like 16 years old, probably 16, maybe 17. But me and my friend, a friend who I actually used to make YouTube videos with way back, we were in the hallway at school and we were about to go to like a pep assembly or something like that. And there's this girl who she has always been really rude to everybody. She has bullied multiple people, and she's just not a pleasant person. She's the typical stuck up, I'm a teenager, dumb bitch in high school with parents who spoil me, and I'm gonna treat you bad because I think that my shit doesn't stink. And me and my friend in the hallway on the way to this pep assembly, we only had like 2 minutes to get there on time, or else they were gonna close the doors. And here, we're gonna give that girl a name. We're gonna call her Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy comes walking by, and yes, she does look identical to Miss Piggy. And my friend and I, we're just keeping our heads down, we're keeping to ourselves, trying to make it to the assembly on time, and she just like fucking shoulder checks him like she's a fucking man. And my friend, he can handle himself. He's got just as big a mouth as I do, but he just didn't say anything because we both just want to get to the assembly. But Miss Piggy goes, "Why don't you watch where you're fucking going?" And then I was about to turn him around and say, "Says the girl whose tits are always hanging out." And as soon as my mouth opened, a teacher walked by us, so I couldn't say that. And then we all just got on our way. And honestly, looking back at it, that's like a really stupid insult. I personally love tits. And you know, there's that whole like feminist bullshit where they're like, oh, let girls dress how they want to dress. And you know, it's true. Girls can really dress how they like to dress. But it was the first thing that came to mind, especially because this girl had a very slutty essence of her. So it was just a way of projecting an insult back at her direction. But didn't even get to, because the teacher was there and she knew exactly what was going on, and she was just waiting for one of us to say something inappropriate. Fucking, you know, we just stopped right there at that, and then we didn't see each other for the rest of the goddamn day. Now, it's time to tell you another story that happened multiple times before this. Earlier, I said that Miss Piggy was a very unpleasant individual. So this story picks up with your boy. I'm the same age, 16 years old, and this time the story is following another girl who's probably like 15 or 14 years old. Goes to the same high school as I do, didn't have any classes with her, but the relevance is that she has some sort of mental disability. Like, I'm no fucking doctor, but like she was really critical of things. So for instance, she would have a panic attack if anything like semi-critical came up, and it was something that was really easy to abuse. And not that I ever fucking abused it, because I was one of the people who was nice to her, and you're gonna find out. But here's like an example for you. Let's say you're a piece of shit, you're in high school, nobody fucking likes you, and your parents hate you and they treat you bad. And you're coming up, you have a bunch of teen angst inside of you, and you think to yourself, my parents treat me bad, and I'm a dumb bitch, so I'm gonna project it on people at school. Huh. And then you have that girl, let's just call her Jay for short. We're gonna call this girl Jay. The girl with the disability is Jay. Jay gets critical over everything and will literally panic and start crying over things that seem too critical to her. Let's say you're in the hallway, and you're an awful teenage girl like Miss Piggy was, and you realize that Jay has a problem, and you hear that there's only 1 minute left until class starts. You could, in fact, go over to Jay and say, hey, you're gonna be late for class. And then in that moment, Jay would literally freak out, have a panic attack, and start fucking crying right then and there in the hallway because she didn't want to be late to class. That hypothetical sounds really fucked up, doesn't it? Well, guess what? That's exactly what Miss fucking Piggy would do like almost every single goddamn day. and nobody would do anything about it. Nobody would tell her that she was wrong, because Jay certainly didn't know how to fucking tell on her. And, you know, I would see this, I would be like a bystander of this. I would be going to class trying to do my thing too, and I would see her do that. I'd be like, God damn, what the fuck is wrong with that bitch, dude? And this went on from the beginning of the year up until the point where she ran into us in the fucking hallway. But at the beginning of the year, she was real skinny. You know, she worked on that body of hers. Miss Piggy wasn't always Miss Piggy. Maybe on the inside, but on the outside, she used to be Miss I'm not gonna eat more than 3 hamburgers at McDonald's. All right, now let's go motherfucking back to where we were. Me, my friend, in the hallway, going to the pep assembly. Miss Piggy comes and she fucking tackles my friend and she goes, "This is my swamp." I opened up my mouth, was gonna put her in her fucking place, or at least try to, and then a teacher came, and we had to just break up the argument right then and there, and we didn't see each other for the next, like, 3 hours. This story just has all sorts of twists and turns, doesn't it? It's like Suicide Squad. But in this story, they don't kill the Mexican guy for no fucking reason. So we head on to the assembly, and the assembly takes like an hour, hour and a half, or something like that, and we were really getting our spirit on. We were having a great time. The assembly ends, and here's another twist and turn for you. That same day, there was a dance that was gonna be later on. I can't remember what the dance was. It might have been like homecoming or something. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to any of that stupid shit. I was too busy running the streets. Right after the assembly, that's when school ended, and all the cheerleaders were to go and set up everything for the dance. And since Miss Piggy wasn't always Miss Piggy, she was on the cheerleading squad. And at this specific point in time, Miss Piggy had become full effect Miss Piggy. She gained a shit ton of weight. Maybe you can call it karma for being such a bitch to everybody. Maybe you can call it the sad reality of being human. Or maybe she just let herself go. Who knows? I certainly don't. And I certainly don't care either. There's another girl on the cheerleading team. We don't have to give her a name because she's not that relevant whatsoever. Both me and my friend, we were trying to spit some mad game at this girl. At the time, we thought she was fine, and she easily could have gotten this number. She easily could have been a date. Hell, even now, I'd probably consider her. So me and my friend are talking to this girl, and from like a mile away, you can feel the goddamn earth shaking, and you can hear stomping. And I think to myself, holy shit, dude. When the fuck did Godzilla get in America? And then that's when I hear it. It was Godzilla, right there, the real fucking Godzilla. Nah, just kidding, it was Miss Piggy. Same feeling though. And Miss Piggy just fucking goes off. Like, she acts like I had actually said something to her earlier that day in the hallway. And me, I'm not confrontational unless I genuinely, like, have to be, or unless it's, like, actually that convenient to be. Because it's just not fucking worth it. Literally, everybody has a fucking opinion, and I just don't give a fuck. Like, that sounds really edgy and really cliche, but it's fucking true. Until there's a shortage of humans, or until I'm talking to, like, a scientist or something, I really don't give a fuck about opinions. There's nothing that a lot of people can tell me about certain shit that they're complaining about that I'm not gonna hear from the next fucking person who's gonna be complaining about it. I care about positive opinions, I care about criticism, but I don't care about some self-righteous dickweed arguing with somebody over, like, something that there's no fucking right answer to. Like, I wish people would just chill sometimes. There are people that I've met who intentionally bring up things to argue with me, and I'm just like, you know I disagree with you, and you know that I'm not gonna argue with you. Well, what are you trying to accomplish? You're trying to escalate this, and it's just not gonna happen. And that's exactly what Miss Piggy was doing. So Miss Piggy comes over, she's bitching at me, she's like cussing me out, and literally I have my back turned to her. Like, my fucking back is turned to her, and I'm just standing there, like, laughing and smiling, and just thinking to myself, oh, she'll pipe down in a second. She'll simmer down any second now. It'll be fine. She'll just walk away. And guess what? She fucking didn't. She just kept going. Like, I'd say for, like, a solid 2 minutes, she was there bitching at me for no fucking reason. Maybe not 2 minutes, but maybe, like, at least a minute. And then, at this point, the whole entire room knows that she's yelling at me. And at this point, everybody can see that I'm kind of just standing there with my friend, trying to flirt with this girl, and they can see that I'm not that interested. And then I hear out of Miss Piggy's mouth, "You're a fucking idiot. You're too scared to talk to me." Right then, right there, I thought to myself, you know, she has this coming, and she's fucking stupid anyways. And then, it actually hit me. I thought to myself, this is the same bitch that picks on somebody who can't fucking defend themselves. So I turn around and I look her right into her soul. And keep in mind, there's like a coliseum of people watching this go down. And I look that bitch right in the soul, and I just utter out, "You gained weight." In that exact tone, just like that. And literally everybody in the room, including Miss Piggy, their fucking jaw dropped. They were amazed. Now here's where the sad, serious part comes in that makes me look like an asshole. And I can rationalize it as much as I want to, but whatever. She walks away, and then I receive word that me and my friend have to leave the premises because she's crying somewhere. And I'm like, okay, well, it was fun while it lasted. And that cheerleader girl that we were flirting with, she walked us out, and she was like, wow, I can't believe that you said that. That girl's a real bitch, but I think that you should apologize to her. And I felt like really, really fucking bad. Like, I was like, wow, God, I'm such an asshole. Why would I do that? She was being annoying. And this is why I don't do conflict, because somebody ends up getting real, real sad and it's just not worth it. And I was like, ah, God, yep, you're right. Tomorrow in the morning, I'll apologize to her. So the dance happens, the weekend passes by, and school starts. We're there early in the morning, we're all walking to class, and then I see her laughing with her stupid fucking friends, and I swear to God, Jay walks up to me, like as I'm getting ready to walk up to Miss Piggy, and she goes, I heard what you did on Friday, and I'm so happy somebody finally did something mean to her. And I was just thinking to myself, God damn, dude, that's cold. But I could see the look in Jay's eyes that she had genuinely felt some relief knowing that one of her longtime bullies had finally got what's coming to her, and that for just like a few hours maybe, she felt as bad as she made her feel on a day-to-day basis. And in that moment, I decided that I wasn't going to apologize, and I didn't. Fucking apology, I'm not sorry for motherfucking anything. And here's the best part, which is the ending of the entire story. Just like 3 weeks ago, I found out how Miss Piggy is doing today. And she's currently dating a 40-year-old man, and she has a son now. She's doing just great, isn't she? I'd say that she came out on top. Kind of cutting it a little bit too long. Maybe you guys actually like it that I do it a little bit longer. But what we learned, or what we should have learned, is that confrontation, bad. Buying into people's bullshit escalation tactics is stupid, and you shouldn't let anybody escalate a situation in that it takes two people to escalate things. And we also learned that you shouldn't do things because you want to be like a superhero or a good guy Greg or some SJW shitlord white knight. You should do it because it's what you want to do and you feel that you're doing something right. I said something really mean and hurtful to somebody who I thought was a bully. And then I felt really awful that I said something like that to somebody, because you shouldn't pick on somebody for their physical features and shit like that, because it's not fair and it's just a cheap shot that people take at people. And if I were going to say anything to her at all, I should have said something else. Something that wasn't such an easy target. But in that moment, I felt that she deserved it. In that moment, at the same time, I felt like I should apologize. But then Jade told me how happy she was that somebody who was tormenting her finally got a taste of her own medicine, and I changed that judgment call that I made, and I chose not to apologize because I thought it was right. Take away what you must from the story. Maybe you think I'm an asshole, maybe you don't. The stories are for you to interpret. Remember that you can leave your stories down in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Justin, you're motherfucking not. Click on the screen for videos that Sin has uploaded in the past week, maybe even some old gems that he's going to include in there, and I'll see you next time.